What do you think he says?
Give me one of his lies. You're the one that says it's a lie.
That
Give me a lie.
Islam spreads hate and Islam is divisive, when actually Islam is a religion of peace and tolerance.
Well, this is the good and the bad and the really ugly. Some of this is going to make you feel good. And some of it's really going to get you pissed off. Yeah, it's just a series of people I ran into from UK. And, of course, I'm always going to ask them, how do you like Tommy? And the ones that like him. You get some benevolent ones here, probably go either way. But, man, you get some really gut-wrenching, horrible bastards that you really would like to slam their head into concrete. But overall, we're still winning. So, you know what you do. If you like, you like it. If you care, share. If you can contribute. All right, let's dive into this one. I'll see you on the other side.
I work for federal government, well, in the UK, UK government.
The UK government?
Yeah, UK government, yeah.
In what capacity?
Project manager.
Project manager for?
For homeless policy, homelessness. So if you're homeless in the street, I project manage the funds and the policy that help the homeless people on the street.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Aren't you dealing with a lot of the immigrants?
Yeah, so that's one of the projects that I work on for people who sleep on the street. And you can
like an EU immigrants?
From the EU. Because you can come to the UK from the EU and there's no border control because you're in the European Union, and the problem is you cannot help the people on the street because they're not from the UK, but you also cannot deport them because they're from the EU. But when we leave the EU next year, they will be able to. So just now, people are kind of stuck in a limbo because you can't.
And how do you feel about that?
Leaving the EU,
yeah.
Or people being stuck in a limbo?
Both.
Leaving the EU, I think from Scotland, quite sad. Because in Scotland, we voted to stay in the EU, and England voted to leave the EU. And for supporting them, yes, because for me, there's the worst outcome is someone sleeping on the street.
But wouldn't that leaving the EU alleviate that problem, so you wouldn't have these people coming over?
It might do for some. It might do for some.
Because some people come over and deliberately sleep in the streets.
Yeah,
so
they choose to.
They come from maybe Eastern Europe, where even just sitting in the streets and begging for money, the income that they'll get.
They make more money in the UK than in their home country.
Yeah, well, don't they also? Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah.
But aren't they also driven to come there because there's a lot of freebies? In other words, they
have videos on YouTube. When I was working on the project last year, of people from Poland, and they had YouTube videos, and literally they were saying, "Look at the UK, it's so good. I get free food, free showers. I can beg on the street and make $600 a month just by."
And don't you think that is having an adverse effect on the culture and lifestyle and quality of life of native British?
So it depends, because I feel and when you sleep rough in London, it's a very London thing. It's not really for the rest of the UK. Because
not according to Tommy Robinson.
No, because but the people who sleep on the street who aren't from the UK are mainly focused in London.
Yeah, well, I've spoken to enough people from London here that say London isn't even London anymore. It's turned into some foreign country. That's not part of the British culture.
It's very difficult to find someone in London who is born and raised in London.
Yeah, most people in London.
I'm
not from London. I'm from Scotland, from another part of the UK. But a lot of people in the UK move to London, and the same for across the EU as well.
Well, Scotland, from what I understand too, also has very liberal policies.
Yeah, Scotland has very liberal policies compared to England.
Now, you're familiar with Tommy Robinson, I'm assuming?
He's the
English Defence League.
The BNP.
Well, he's been long gone from that.
Yeah.
The BNP he was, British National Party.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah, but he's been long divorced from all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much an individual now. Just speaking on what, the fact that the influx of the immigration coming into, Great Britain is changing the lifestyle and culture and quality of life there. Not for the better. And primarily he was speaking out about the Muslim pedophile grooming rings.
In Rochdale.
Yeah, and all over,
England,
And the authorities, of course, as he was showing up the authorities for not doing their job, they started coming down on him for embarrassing the government.
Yeah.
So, I mean, speak up for what you believe in, be prepared to be shot down kind of a thing. Right?
Yeah.
So, but that's concern I'm hearing from people that I'm talking to from Great Britain and Scotland, not so much Scotland, because I don't think from what I've talked to, you guys haven't been affected as much yet from the immigration.
But I guess that will all change in 11 months' time.
Yeah, well, but once we leave the EU, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, because once we leave the EU, then it's the same as the Prime Minister all the laws are changing. So it will become like Australian-style points-based immigration system.
Well,
so you can't move.
Shouldn't that help?
Yeah. So like at the end of the year, that's when the new immigration bill comes through Parliament.
I mean, wouldn't that relieve the problem of the homeless? So
it will for people who are rough sleeping.
Yeah.
Because it means that people who aren't from the UK can't come to sleep on the streets.
And then you'll be out of a job after a while.
Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll still be employed.
I find the next good cause.
But there's plenty of people from the UK who sleep rough and are homeless as well. So I guess more the priority will. Well, yeah.
Well, so I suppose that's maybe like our resources being diverted to EU national rough sleepers instead of
we have a whole team of people who only I worked on it. We have a whole team of people who only look at people not from the UK. So obviously, when the new immigration bill comes through, that team will be able to work on something else. The problem will kind of not be there. Well, there still will be a problem, but it'll be working with more immigration enforcement rather than hostels and support services. It's interesting.
I certainly hope it turns for the better because, again, I don't see having open borders to me doesn't make. I'm not an open border guy. I don't, I don't see. We have to me, I'm more of a nationalist. Have to have sovereign states and control your borders. I mean, you do what you want to do, have a good time over there, and don't bring your problems over here, kind of deal. And control it that way. I think you lead by example to show people how to live better, rather than just because I don't see a lot of cultures that, especially after we give you an example, I mean, Western cultures have been waging war on the Muslim or Islamic nations now for at least a few decades, since 9/11, right?
I love it. Look,
and maybe unjustly, because I don't think 9/11 was, justified. It was an inside job.
Well, yeah, and whether the wars that were launched in retaliation for 9/11, whether 9/11 was the main driving force, or was it an economic?
Well, I think it was the forces behind that. We're talking about, the economic forces behind that. Mainly when you talk about, you were talking about England, the Bank of International Settlements, the Bank of London. We're talking about the uber elites here that make money off of war. That's how they, and population control. They're all about population control too. But they also want to destroy, nation states so they can form a one world government. And, the idea that's what they try to do. I mean, that's, every tyrant in the world has always done want to form a one world government.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I think the driving force behind this is, to go ahead and water down the cultures. Lower the common denominator, create chaos, bring people in that are not part of your culture that would create disruption. And then when it's called problem, reaction, solution, create the problem, you wait for the reaction, then you come in with the solution. Oh, here we are to save the day. We're going to become totalitarian and save your life.
And everyone votes for it, like, that's a great idea.
Yeah. All right, guys, it was a pleasure talking. How you doing, gentlemen?
Glad to speak to you. Thanks so much for your time.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes.
What's draws you into Tommy Robinson?
I think anybody that speaks truth to power ought to be recognized. I think. I beg one.
He chats rubbish. What are you on about? He chats rubbish.
Yeah, I find it weird that you say he speaks truth when you don't live in England.
Have you ever listened to him?
Yes, of course
We
I
live
have.
in
That's why I
England,
think
of
he's
course
great.
we have.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to Ray? That's why you're not listening to me. So I don't think you're listening to him. I think you're a liar.
I can't believe you're endorsed for Tommy Robinson.
So that's I
You've never
say.
been to England, so you don't know how it is. You don't know the hate that he spreads.
You don't know what.
You don't live there,
You don't live
so you
there,
don't know. You don't know the culture.
I
You don't know the
I know a
experience.
great deal about him. I followed him for a long time. And again, anytime someone is being crushed by the powers that be, I have to give them some respect. I always listen to the people they try to silence.
But it's not true. You don't live there. We live there, and it's not true what you say. It's lies. He makes it up.
What's a lie? Give me a lie.
Right,
What's truth? What's truth?
What do you think he says?
Give me one of his lies. You're the one that says it's a lie.
That
Give me a
Islam
lie.
spreads hate and Islam is divisive, when actually Islam is a religion of peace and tolerance.
There are elements within Islam. And you know, of course, that, and
Like-
I've spoke to Muslims out
Like
here
Christianity,
that
the KKK.
have told me this, that it is within their religion to lie to infidels. They're allowed to lie to infidels.
What do you think about the KKK then? Is that not the same thing?
No.
Because
KKK to me
it's the
represents
same thing.
Christianity.
It's the same thing.
Well, the KKK is like, you could put the number of KKK people in a phone booth. I mean, there are not that many.
That's the same with Islamic extremists. It's the same thing.
Well, then again, how did Tommy start out? There was a Muslim group pedophile ring next to his business.
No, it wasn't. Because he lived from London.
Excuse me, but it was in Luton, and he
No,
kept
but it
on.
wasn't.
Will you let me
I mean,
finish,
the fact that
are you going to keep on blabbing away before I
the
can
fact
say
that you're
anything?
sitting here calling him Tommy Robinson's funny.
Because that's not even his name. He's not even called Tommy Robinson. That's not his name.
And I know that, darling. What difference does that make?
Because it's lies. Everything he says is lies, and you're promoting his lies on your board.
Well, you won't listen, so I think you're all bullshit.
Here? Yeah, Tommy Robinson, yeah.
Don't know him personally, but we do.
We know him very well. Well, we know what he does. Yeah. I quite like a lot of Tom he says, although he's had a bit of a checkered history.
Well, indeed, but he owned up to that. He says,
course,
as a young man, I did some stupid things.
And Will, I think a lot of the things he said are correct. And they're just trying to shut him down like they always do.
Yes, indeed. Well, stand up for what you believe and be prepared to be shot down.
Well, that's right.
And speaking truth to power, they don't like that.
Absolutely not. Same here. They don't like it here.
Oh, no, not anywhere. Not anywhere. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Tommy's because, he's what he does, He tries to do.
When they put him in jail for just pointing out what a group of people were doing to kids,
Right.
they put him in jail for it.
Out in front of a courthouse.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
I know. And as you say, they're trying to do the same thing here. They're shutting down dissenting voices.
Yeah.
I mean, our First Amendment is being eviscerated right now. You guys don't even have that here.
But you can pretty much say what you like. You can't. It's getting a bit worse now.
Yeah.
It's getting a bit worse. You can't speak your mind.
You got the PC police.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they really are. Yeah, there's certain words you can't even say anymore.
Robinson, yeah. Seen a documentary on him back home just before we come away. They've done a thing. He was in prison, and they imprisoned him, and they've done a documentary on him. So
Yeah.
the problem is when you speak out too much back home, you get targeted. So unfortunately, he's getting targeted big style. So
I know.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. That's
same as Mr. Trump.
Well, that's stand up for what you believe in. Be prepared to be shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just, in fact, Tommy was just went to Russia, and he was amazed that they actually allowed him to speak uncensored.
Huh?
He says, you know, I'm getting more freedom here than I get back home.
Yeah. It's because he's not stirring it up as much. I think if he's in his own right, but I mean, he's not stirring it up against the country, is he? So
yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame that what's happening over in your country. Yeah. And then I saw today where Turkey, Erdogan's he's reneging. He's going to allow Europe to be flooded with.
Oh, I know.
What do you do there?
I work in the Navy. I deal with the logistics.
With the logistics?
Yeah, with the Navy, yeah.
You're familiar with this gentleman here?
Oh, yes, I am, yes, very much so.
Yes?
Yeah. He's silenced in the UK. You don't see him on any platform anymore. Silenced.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is indeed. You don't hear or see of him anymore.
Yeah. He was just in Russia, and he was amazed because they didn't stop him from speaking there, no censorship. And I says, I get more freedom here than I'm getting in my own country.
Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that. He speaks up. He speaks his mind.
Yeah. Yeah, the support he gets is amazing, I think. Because, I mean, he's a real man. He's speaking the truth.
Yeah.
Speaking truth to power.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So my dad's American, my mom's English. My dad was military, but he's actually from the town that my mom was born in.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And I assume you're a big fan of Tommy, or is it?
Yes. And the thing was that, so the town that we're from, it had a big influx of, like from Pakistani and
Right.
That's basically what happened. They took over.
Right.
So there's a lot of trying to do Sharia laws and stuff like that. So.
Right, that's what he started reporting on. And he was embarrassing the authorities, and then they came down on him. And I just talked to another person from England or Ireland, and they said, it's the same that they just cut Tommy off. I mean, they're not.
So even like I have friends like on Facebook, if they post this stuff, they cancel their Facebook account.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they really. I mean, it's crazy.
So much for free speech, huh?
I know. Yeah.
They're trying to do the same thing here. They're trying to do the same thing here. You post things about vaccines here, they cut them off, or you post.
I know, it's crazy.
Can I get one of these cards?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton. And on the back is my YouTube channel. You'll see a lot of my encounters out here. And
Lord, I bet.
oh yeah. Most of them are positive. I mean, I get to meet a lot of great people out here.
But every once in a while.
But every once in a while, I run into one of those skinny jean pencil neck nitwits. Yes.
Wonderful meeting you.
It was a pleasure. God bless you.
Have my picture taken with you, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, you sound like you're from where?
From England.
England?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Sure.
We're big Trump fans.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
And what part of England are you from?
We actually live in Wales, over the border.
Oh, in Wales,
we were
indeed.
born in England. We're born in England.
Are you familiar with this gentleman?
Oh, yes, I said, we're all Tommy Robinson now. Oh, yes.
That's true,
it's so true.
Yeah. And it was a shame. I heard he just got arrested again for trying to protect his child.
Everything. There was a man local to us, and they weren't happy until they put him in prison and got rid of him. Totally, a Welshman. So they did the same.
A lot of
they just shut you up.
It's a shame what's happening. I cried for England to see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Tommy's trying to sound the alarm, and of course he's embarrassing the authorities, and that's why they're, coming down on him.
He was going in Muslim areas in his car,
Yeah.
and they were attacking him. You've seen it, I suppose. They all come out attacking him.
I know.
In his own country as well.
Yeah, and he's just there trying to report, trying to talk to him, and say, hey, look, what are you doing in my country doing,
We're not allowed to say it.
When are they going to wake up to it,
Well,
We've been gagged, haven't we?
Yeah.
We can't do anything, can we?
Yeah.
Can't we?
Well, racist, we're everything. Just because you want to be English, you want to support your country, you're not allowed.
You become an enemy in your own country.
Yeah, we are.
That's amazing. They're trying to do that here too. They try to do it everywhere. I mean,
we can't fly our own flags. That's being racist.
that's insane.
Yes, it's true.
But they can fly the ISIS flag.
Yes. And the European flag, that's okay.
If I put a Union Jack up, practically racist, you know.
We're called racist. If we fly our Union flag, we're racist.
I've been called the same thing just wearing this.
Oh gosh, yes. Yes, you would.
I know, it's nuts. I know.
We stand for it.
Well, I yeah, I certainly pray for that man. I hope he,
Yeah.
because, gee. I mean,
Man, isn't he, for what he do?
oh, God, yes. God, yeah, well, that's why I support him. I mean, anybody that stands up and speaks truth to power deserves support. I mean, he's speaking for all you guys. He's doing things that other people are afraid to do. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, God bless you. Where are you guys from?
From England.
Oh.
Yeah.
You familiar with this gentleman?
Yeah. To be honest, he's a bit of a prick, but
I just ran into another couple from England.
Yeah.
And they're big fans of Tommy Robinson. They say that, he speaks truth to power. And they just arrested him again,
Yeah.
for trying to protect his child.
They made that up. That's every eyewitness has corroborated it, that he made it up that he was trying to touch his child. He was just drunk and punched someone in public. That's what it was.
You say, I'd be more apt to believe that was made up.
Well, yeah, I guess there's
I mean, they've made up stuff about him before. I've actually watched speeches of his, and then when they broadcast them, they're completely different from the speech he gave.
That's definitely the media trick.
Yeah.
Take everything out of context. I won't deny that. But I'd be more inclined to believe the 20 or so people who've all said the exact same thing than Tommy himself on that one. I don't disagree with everything that he says, but I'd rather have a different figurehead for the movement than old. What's his name? Joe, do you remember what Tommy Robinson's real name is? Something like Yaxley Lennon. That's it. Yeah. He pretends to be a working class, but he's actually a bit of a posh boy himself.
I don't know about that. I don't know why anybody would put themselves in that position to get that kind of abuse. For what reason other than why? Why would you put yourself in the position to get that kind of abuse?
People do it every day, don't they? You remember this country, Jussie Smollett made up that story of being attacked by some
yeah, but he was a complete fraud. I'm talking about Tommy Robinson. I mean, he goes out there, he's not making it up, he's just being himself.
Well, he makes a lot of money from making up stuff as well
as I said, how much money would you take to put your family in jeopardy and to put yourself in jail, getting crushed by the government? I mean, is there enough money in the world to do that?
No, maybe for some people. For myself, I'd say no.
He's actually in debt because they're actually going after him. They're trying to break him with the lawsuits and everything else. So I don't think it's the money. And otherwise, because they're crushing him.
Oh, no, I don't believe that he's a fraud in that sense, that he doesn't believe anything that he's saying. But I do believe that a lot of what he says isn't true. But the problem is a lot of what he says is true. So how do you separate the truth from the fiction?
Well, so far I haven't caught the lies. I mean, I follow the guy quite closely.
Yeah.
And I haven't,
But the whole no-go zone bit is not particularly true. But what he talks about with grooming gangs, that's unfortunately very true.
But he's going. I watch the videos where he goes into the no-go zones.
That's just because he's well known as an agitator.
No, there's others that are also. As a matter of fact, there were mainstream media people from here that went into the no-go zones and they got robbed and beat up.
There's people.
So
there's no perfect places in the UK at all.
Well, I mean, these people, they were obviously, doing their job. They were at the cameras. They were
obviously set up trying to report, and they were attacked, beat up, and robbed.
Remember who it was?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was NBC.
Who's Tommy Robinson?
Tommy Robinson is an English gentleman.
Right.
Who is being persecuted for speaking truth to power.
Right. Is he alive?
Yeah. Matter of fact, they just arrested him because there was a guy that molested his child at a swimming pool.
Right.
And he tried to retain the guy. The guy would try to leave, so Tommy restrained him. And they arrested Tommy, but not the child molester.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I support the man. There's some real winners in there, huh? Some real losers too. Yeah. Some really dumb broads, man. Got some really stupid women over there in England. Not to mention some of the guys that aren't all that smart either. But then, you had some people that knew exactly where Tommy was coming from and all. They were very good. So, all right, thanks for stopping by. If you like it, share. If you can, you contribute. And don't forget to pray for me. I'll be praying for you out there. All right, God bless you. I'll see you on the streets.